In this video, I'll show you how to get faster internet speed with just this one simple change in Windows 11, but it also works on Windows 10 as well. So join me, Mark, a network engineer with 26 years experience working for ISPs, managed service providers, and corporations. Let's get started. So first off, let's just get a bit of a lay of the ground. So we're on this PC here. First off, we're going to do a speed test out to the internet here. So let's go in, open up a new browser tab, and then we want to go to fast.com. So this is just a tool that I use. Okay, and if we do show more information, so what we've got here, whilst that's doing that piece. So if you have a look at these results here, so you've got 220 megabits per second download speed and 87 megabits per second upload speed. So the download is obviously coming from the internet to the PC, the upload going from the PC out to the server on the internet. So first off, what we need to discuss is MTU. So let's drag that in here. So what MTU is the maximum transition unit. So it's the size of the packet that can be sent from your PC to your ISP, and essentially it's what the ISP will accept. So as an example, this is a packet of data, a nice trolley here, full forward stuff going to the ISP here. So if we use a small MTU size, we could see that obviously going back and forward, we can only carry so much in a small trolley. We've all been at the supermarket and picked up the small trolley and wish we had actually picked up this big one, because you end up trying to carry stuff at the same time. We've all been there. So that's essentially using a smaller MTU size to send traffic to your ISP. So what we can do is we can make a small change and actually increase the size of that packet size, and therefore carry more in each trip back and forward to the ISP, making it more efficient, making our internet faster. So that's the simple change that we'll be doing. And essentially what we want to have is a steady train of packets going to our ISP, nice and full with data. So that's essentially, at sort of a low level, what MTU is. Okay, so now what we need to do is find out what your ISP will accept. So what we need to do is go into the command line. So if we go down to start, so first off, let's just put these down here. So what we'll be doing is sending traffic from our desktop, laptop, Windows device to the ISP, and we're going to be testing the size of the MTU that the actual ISP would accept. The idea behind it is that we're going to try and get the biggest packet as possible. So let's first off go down to the start button, right click and click run, type CMD. Okay, so first off we need to just ping google.com. What this is going to do is send 4 packets of data out to Google to say, are you there, are you there? And what we want Google to respond back with is its public IP address, and we can confirm connectivity at the same time. So we sent 4 packets, received 4 packets, lost 0, and the average round trip was 6 milliseconds, which is perfect. So for now what we need to do is try to determine what the biggest size of the MTU value we can send to the ISP without it being fragmented. So when you fragment a packet, what you're doing is essentially, imagine your car, you're having to put a trailer on the back of the end of it, and with the extra bit. So we never want to fragment a packet. First of all, let's do our test. So what we're trying to do here is going to aim for the biggest packet and then work our way down. So let's ping google.com again, and use the -F, which says don't fragment the packet, because you'd want to see if it does. If we start with 1492, just as an example. Okay, you can see there it's saying packet needs to be fragmented, so we don't want that. So the ISP is saying I will not accept the packet that size. The trolley can't be that big. That's what we're saying. Okay, so back into the command prompt. So let's go 10 down. So let's try 1482, see what happens. Again, the same thing. Okay, 72. Oh, so you can kind of tell when you get the request timed out, we're getting close. Yeah, we're getting close. Okay, so let's try 1462. There you go, bingo. So now what we can do is sort of work up in increments of 1 instead. So let's go 1463 then. Okay, 64. Oh, 64 is working. 65. Okay. So I think we found our number. Okay, so 146 seems to be the maximum that we're allowed to send to the ISP. So first of all, what we need to then do is add 28 onto that value. So if we take 1464 plus 28 that we have to put, add on there for the ISP, and we get 1492. Okay, so we're saying the maximum packet size we can send to the ISP is actually 1492 with that extra 28 bits that we have to allocate. So let's just do a copy here. Is what we need to configure. So from this will be the size of the packet now going from our PC to the ISP once we configure that. So there's two ways we can do that. We can do it sort of like a global kind of a way in which we can do it on our router, and therefore all of our network devices sitting on our LAN will be sent at that 1492. So just as an example, okay, so just an example, I've got my router here, which I've taken a screenshot of, and I've set the MTU value. So on mine, it's a Netgear router, and you can go into on mine it's in the advanced settings, and you've got the WAN set up here, and you can see the MTU value which I've already now set on the router level to 1492. So that's all configured and ready to go. So we're all good there. If you want to do that approach, it's probably the easiest one if you can, or if you prefer, you can actually set it on your laptop, desktop, or all your computers manually, or Windows computers manually using this method. And you might want to start with this one first just to test it, see what happens, and then if it really has worked, and as we're going to see in a minute, then you can then go ahead and configure your router as well. I would just suggest if you are making changes to the router, just take a backup of the config. Okay, so let's minimize that down. So now for this, we're going to need to go into the command prompt as the administrator. So we want to go into CMD again. This time right click on the command prompt and click run it as administrator. And click yes to that. Let's drag that into the top here so we can see our... Okay, so we've got the Ethernet 0 adapter, so the LAN adapter is set 1500, and so is the Wi-Fi set 1500 right, as well. So let's use the following command. I'll place all the commands in the description below to make it nice and easy, because some of them are quite long and you've got to be correct on the syntax. So essentially what we're doing here is setting Ethernet 0 to the MTU value of 1492. Okay, we press enter, and we've got OK to say that's been confirmed. So let's scroll up and check our interface now, and we can see here we've set the MTU value to 1492. Perfect. So if you want to set the Wi-Fi adapter as well, no problems. Let's do that one. So again, let's use this command. Okay, so again, instead of using the Ethernet 0, we set the Wi-Fi to the same value as well. Click enter. Okay, let's confirm one more time that we've done everything correctly. So now we have the Wi-Fi adapter at 1492, the Ethernet adapter at 1492 as well. So if you're enjoying the video, you'd like to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. So Right, let's go back and do a speed test. Okay, so let's do a speed test again. Okay, so look at that. So we've actually have increased the performance there already. So that's 260 on what we had before. Okay, and our upload speed is also up to 100 megabits per second. So we've seen a definite increase. We've gone at least 20 megabits per second up on our download speed, and 86. So that's 14 megabits per second on our upload speed. So there is a significant, an improvement there, and it was pretty quick, pretty simple to do. So yeah, you give this one a try. I mean, if you want to try it on the your laptop first, desktop PC first, and then if like you see, we've seen improvements here for free, then yeah, go ahead and make that change on the router. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.